the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Lunton.
Here.
Campbell.
Here.
Dempsey.
Here.
Ford.
Here.
Fournier.
Here.
Pratt.
Here.
Menser.
Here. Announcements, acknowledgements, and communications and reports. We have two this evening. The first one will be a presentation of a historical marker for 96 South Boulevard. Scott, I'm sorry, Scott Boulevard. And I think we have someone here from the Historical Commission.
Good evening, Mayor and Commission. I'm John Bryan for the Historical Commission, and we've had a fair amount of markers presented this year. Not all of them have been presented publicly and before this body. A lot of them have been captured on social media with Facebook, Instagram, so a few that you've had a chance to follow. But tonight we have a presentation to 96 Scott, which this was a bungalow built in the estimated 1920. It first showed up in the Mount Clemens city directories during 1920, 1921. So the owners are here. If you'd come forward. So Marvin Abraham II and Susan, I'd like to present you with your historic marker.
Very cool. Congratulations. Thank you very much. I know what I'm doing this weekend.
Yes. So, not to take up too much time, but it's rare when the homeowner finds anything like this in the home, and they found actually in the attic, as they were going through it, some pictures of the house when it was being constructed. And I thought I would just pass this around.
Sure, that's neat. Any other surprises besides those?
Good one.
Marvin, any other surprises in the house?
No, not really, unless, well, okay. Not really, unless you want to, the actual way we got the pictures was there was a roll of negatives there. And I didn't think they'd develop, but lo and behold, there you are. And that was the biggest surprise of all. There was just a catalog and a builder's log and, you know, saying how much the owner owed the builder per week or whatever. And golly, he owed him $2.50 here and $4 there. And then, of course, the stock list for the lumber. But it was pretty neat. I like history,
Yeah.
so is Susan, so
Great.
it was a unique find.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
John, are you done? Okay. Okay. The next presentation is from Plant Moran on the 2018 fiscal year-end audit report.
Good evening, Mayor and Commission. I'm Dave Harrington, and with me is Joe Werner. We're here tonight to present the results for the City of Mount Clemens June 30, 2018 audit. And in lieu of going through all 66 pages of the audit, Joe will be going through some highlights of some slides up on the screen, and we'll be happy to entertain any questions during the presentation or at the end of the presentation. I looked at your agenda. This is probably not as exciting as the rest of the agenda, but we'll do our best. I'll start with the opinion you get from your auditors, which is the best opinion that you can get. The city received again this year. It's called an unmodified opinion. It's the best term, a clean opinion. You should feel great about that, meaning the information that you're receiving to make your decisions for this city going forward is accurate, and you can rely on that to really make strong strategic decisions. So with that, we're going to turn it over to Joe, and he's going to walk us through the, I think it's 6 or 7 pages of slides. Joe? It worked in rehearsal.
Yeah.
All right, did it close again?
Back up.
What's that? Moving back up. Oh, okay.
Maybe just get on again one more time, be on one more time. Pretty terrible.
While the technology's challenging us, if we can't get this going, we'll go through the slides. We do give them to your treasurer, who can put them up on the website. And oh, they're returning. Hallelujah. So here we go. Yeah. Try to do this without messing things up. There we go. Okay, so we've been trying to show here on this first slide for the city the general fund revenue for the last 4 years. And so we can see as of June 30th, 2018, the year ended, there was general fund revenues of about $10.9 million, so about a $400,000 increase year over year from the prior year. So it's mainly a result of increased state shared revenue, as well as increased investment income, and also at the very bottom, the category of charges for services and permits, which was an increase there of about $150,000, and that was primarily related to building and other related permit fees. Next slide here, the general fund expenditures. So for the year ended June 30th, 2018 again, so we see $9.8 million of expenditures, which was about a $250,000 increase year over year from the prior year. So this was a result of increased capital expenditures throughout the year for the phone equipment, financial ERP system software. There was also an increase in the fire department's wages and insurance, which was partially offset then in the insurance and pension category of some decrease in pension contributions for the year. This next slide here is the general fund balance. So this is one of the more important numbers that we like to look at when we look at a municipality, and it really helps us to determine what is the financial health of the community. So it's slightly off the screen there, but 2018, we see the ending fund balance was about $5.2 million, which was an increase of about $1.1 million from the prior year. And what we can see the past 4 years is it's consistently increasing. And so this is a very positive trend for the city. The city's taken several steps to increase its financial health over the past several years by increasing the millage rates, which were a necessity. You can see it was decreasing up until 2015. And then there was also several cost-cutting measures that were put into place. So again, very, very positive trend, but as you can see throughout the slide here, fund balance tends to go down and up and down. So as the cities put these cost-cutting measures into place, you know, it's great to see that they're looking forward and not taking advantage of the fund balance that they have on hand. So great to see here. So this next slide is one of the more significant liabilities that we see for many communities. So these are our pension and OPEB liabilities or assets. The city's done a phenomenal job
with the pension plan, and it actually has an asset. The parentheses, the negative amount in the middle column, actually represents an asset. So few communities in this area can say that they actually have an asset, which is very great to see. The OPEB plan, which the city instituted a trust fund in the previous fiscal year here to start funding that liability. And so up until this most recent fiscal year, this liability was never required to be recorded on the financial statements. This was the first year that it actually needed to be calculated by the actuary. So it was calculated for June 30th, 2018, and back 1 year as well for June 30th, 2017. So we can see as of June 30th, 18, the liability is about $52 million. These last two slides here, which is for the water fund as well as the sewer fund, and what it's showing is the required debt service payments, so the principal and interest payments, which is that orange line, compared to what the unrestricted cash balance is for those respective funds. So for this most recent fiscal year is the first time in a long time that we can see that the water fund actually has more cash than what's required for the debt service payments for the year. And so as long as the funds continue to generate positive cash flows from their operations, they should be able to continually meet these debt service payments without requiring a transfer in from one of the other funds of the city. So like I mentioned here, this is the sewer system. And so this one's been in a little bit better fiscal health over the past few years, and this one's actually had more cash than what's actually needed for the debt service payments. So we can still see, though, year over year, it's continually getting better, which again is a very, very positive direction for the city.
I think that's our last slide. I think in summary, there's 5 main financial areas: your general fund, pension activity, healthcare, water, and sewer fund. And being part of the Mount Clemens audit for on and off for over 20 years, 4 of those buckets are in the best shape I've ever seen them in, which is great because that means if something happens that goes sideways, you actually have the ability to respond to it. So your general fund's in the best shape it's been in. You can strategically move forward with that relative to any capital needs and or addressing your healthcare challenges. Your pension fund is strong, as Joe mentioned, and then the water and sewer fund have the best cash position. And when a sewer system goes down or we have a water main break or something goes, it's very expensive. And to be in this position in 2018 is very strategic. We've had the longest strong economy in the post-World War II type situation. So if it goes down, which I hope it doesn't, but if it does, this city's in a position to absorb that, which it wasn't the last time. So, but need to be very strategic. The big one that's left is healthcare. It's over 50 million. It's a major number. But on the, I'm gonna, it's Christmas time, so let's focus on 4 out of 5 are in the best shape I've seen it. And the 5th one needs to be addressed. So with that, I'll take any questions. Yes?
What is the recommended percentage of fund balance for cities? I mean, where do we?
That's a great question. So what I tell you is it'll be all over the board. Mount Clemens is a mature community. If your healthcare was fully funded, I say your fund balance is fine. But because it's not, and because you do have a lot of capital spend that you've deferred for a long time, I would say, and we know about the demographics where almost half the land is not taxable, and we have a lot of unique dynamics in the city of Mount Clemens. So I'd say it's a strong number. If you just looked at it in isolation as the only thing in the whole city, you say it's in fine shape. Because we have the health care, because we have some capital needs, I would lean towards saying We need to we need to go out 3, 4, 5 years strategically, look at things, then we can sort of see if where we're at and where we're trending makes sense. So right now I say solid trajectory, solid trend, but we haven't addressed healthcare.
Any other questions? Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, and have happy holidays, and we'd like to
Yes.
thank the finance staff and the city for their professional and hard work that they put in to get this audit so we can be here tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other announcements, acknowledgements, or communications? None? Okay. Adoption of the agenda. I need a motion to adopt the agenda.
Move to adopt the agenda as presented.
Support.
Roll call.
London.
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
Dempsey.
Yes.
Ford.
Yes.
Fournier.
Yes.
Crop.
Yes.
Menser.
Yes.
Okay, public participation. This is the time you may address this body. All we ask is that you give us your name, address, and you adhere to our 3-minute rule. So the mic is open.
Hello,
Hi.
good evening. My name is Erin Lammers. I'm a representative from Damascus Consulting and Development at 169 West Clarkston Road in Lake Orion. I want to thank the council and additional administrative staff for, again, dedicating so much time, thought, and effort into crafting a comprehensive and effective medical marijuana ordinance. Throughout the MMFLA's creation and implementation, our firm has had a seat at the table influencing effective, common-sense legislation that best suits Michigan's patient population. Our partner organization, Weedmaps, works toward the same goal. Weedmaps is a nationally renowned tech mapping company for the cannabis industry, connecting patients with reliable information about nearby and faraway medical facilities across the U.S. During the last City Commission meeting, I spoke about keeping the application selection process as objective as possible, which can be achieved by utilizing a point system. Tonight, my comment is directed towards adult use in the city. Given the agenda, I know that an opt-out is likely on the horizon, but I do want to highlight the possibility, and in fact the reality, of the 12-plant maximum, courtesy of Proposal 1, proving attractive to the illicit market. We advocate for sensible and effective legislation to address the individual needs of communities across Michigan. Being in control of a properly state-regulated industry will make for a better Mount Clemens, who is ready to support a safe and thriving cannabis industry. Since the medical marijuana ordinance is comprehensive and appropriate, we are confident in the same caliber of language for an adult use ordinance if the city chooses to opt in the future. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Good evening. Thank you in advance for allowing me to speak. My name is Charlotte Carr McIntyre, and my husband Michael and I own just under 12 acres at 24398 Dubay Drive and vacant Dubay Drive. And what I'm here to talk about is the City of Mount Clemens Medical Marijuana Facilities Ordinance 20.110. Now, several points that I would like to make is, first, we are the property line to property line with Gibraltar Trade Center. Number 2, as adjoining property, we believe we should have been notified prior to the positioning of this ordinance. We are certainly a very close neighbor. Item 3, on page 23, in this section, an encumbrance to us is the 1,500-foot clause rule that is referred to. This impacts and limits our ability to develop or to sell our property as we see fit. And I'd like to ask the question, and why are we being restricted the possibility of competition? The city could use the revenue by not limiting the competition. Why restrict the opportunity if we wanted to use our property for a similar purpose, whatever, to compete. Item 4, we have owned the property approximately 40 years, and we have always paid our property taxes timely, and we have always been a good neighbor. In summary, what I'd like to say on behalf of my husband and myself is that we object to this 1,500-foot clause, and we would like to have it removed. Now, as an aside on this, I would just like to mention that my interest is in the community. For approximately 27 years, I have been representing Macomb County on the board of directors for the Macomb Food Program as a volunteer, not paid, to provide food to the hungry people in this county. And to support this mission, we develop, we supply leadership, and we create awareness, advocacy, and we generate financial support. And the reason I even bring that up is to show you
Your 3 minutes.
that, okay, I'm sorry, that we are interested.
Okay.
Thank you all, and have a blessed Christmas season.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anyone else? Yes. Oh, go ahead.
Good evening, and thank you for giving us an opportunity to being the neighbor to this, where this...
Can we have your name, just
Oh, I'm sorry.
for record?
Michael
for the record.
McIntyre, and I'm the neighbor to the south. We're the adjoining neighbor. We have 12 acres there, or just short of it, I think.
Okay.
And what's happened is, I don't know how they're zoning, if they're still being zoned like we're industrial, and I don't know what they're doing with how they're getting zoned, if it's going to affect us also. But I don't understand why somebody running an operation is going to have to make and come in on a neighbor, because they're affecting the neighbor, and they haven't started the business yet. They haven't done anything, yet they have the backing of the city on this issue, and it impacts us. It impacts this property, and it's not very explainable in America where somebody else can affect your property with any rule at all, where he should, or Mike, I don't understand it, but this 1,500 feet, he should be in the middle of 1,500 feet so he doesn't affect anybody. Since he's the private owner or private, however they're doing this, he shouldn't have to impinge on anybody else. So anyway, thank you for this, and I'm just curious as how to reconcile some of this stuff, because it's a blatant overstep to start running somebody else's property. Thank you.
Thank you. The attorney just wanted me to clarify that no one has a license yet. Okay, licenses have not been issued, so.
The ordinance hasn't been formally adopted even
Right.
yet, so
I understand.
you're a little
Okay.
premature.
That's why I use the word
Okay.
positioning.
Thank you. Anyone else? Oh,
Good evening, Mayor and the board. I didn't come tonight to speak, I just wanted to listen.
name.
Oh,
Name and address.
Joe Finelli,
Okay.
233 Groesbeck. I operate the Bushimi's Party Store
Oh,
on Groesbeck. And I would like to, I would like for myself to get a dispensary license. And I think that my establishment having a liquor license, a beer and wine license, a tobacco license, a lotto license, you know, I'm under a microscope, constantly being checked by the LCC, my background checked. Once a month, sheriffs come in to check the facility, my license, lotto, the tobacco people. So my background check would be very, very clean or a good background check. I've talked to the state of Michigan and the LCC. They're more than willing to give me a dispensary license. I pass all their background checks and what have you. they would give me a license for a dispensary. All they ask me is, where do you want to put it? So I guess what I'm asking is if there is a dispensary license, I don't know, I'm not sure what licenses you're looking at now, but if there was a license, a dispensary license or a few, I think my establishment would probably fit in. I'd like to have it as another product line. I would start off as small, and then we have room if wanted to be another building or expand. And that's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay.
Michelle Weiss, 18200 Terra Drive, Clinton Township, Mount Clemens, DDA. I just wanted to remind everyone that our New Year's Eve is coming up on December 31st. We'll have our New Year's Eve in Never Never Land for the children. It'll start at 4 o'clock and run till 9. We will once again have the characters in the restaurants at Gus's Coney Island, O'Halloran's, and Orleans. We'll have the fantasy face painting. We'll have a warming center at 70 Macomb Place with the Pirates doing crafts and games with the children. We'll have a carless drive-in movie and snack bar. There'll be pony rides and petting zoo. There will be train rides in the streets of Mount Clemens, as well as 3 magic shows at the Masonic Temple at 5:30, 6:30, and 7:30. We'll also have the fairy godmother doing story time with the children just before the fireworks. And in Never Never Land, midnight is 9 o'clock, so they will have their own ball drop and a fireworks show for the children. After that, at 9:30, we will start with our New Year's Eve gala for the adults, and we will have live entertainment and, of course, our wonderful fireworks at midnight. We are offering, once again, the 50-50 raffle to help fund the fireworks. The tickets are available in any downtown business, bar, restaurant, or retailer. They are $2 each, and we guarantee $2,500 or more to the winner. Thank you so much, and Merry Christmas to everyone.
Thank you, and I have tickets. So everybody know. Okay. Administrative responses to issues or questions raised during previous meetings. Mr. Wood?
A resident asked if the tennis court and swing set in Shadyside Park will be replaced. The City of Mount Clemens, through its own funds, community development block grant funds, and a generous donation from the Mount Clemens Goodfellows, has invested over $157,000 into the current improvements at the park, which have included the demolition of the bathroom facility, a new swing set, basketball court, and play structure. A resident asked where and what the proposed medical marijuana facilities will be. Pursuant to the proposed medical marijuana ordinance, any grow facilities will be required to only be in the industrial zoned areas of the city, while provisional centers, safety compliance facilities, secure transporter facilities, and processing facilities may occupy space in the industrial and general commercial zoned areas of the city, providing they meet the requirements of the ordinance with specific distances from parks, schools, churches, and residential areas of the city. That's all I have here.
Okay, thank you. I need a motion to approve the minutes from previous meeting.
Motion to approve the minutes from the December 3rd meeting as presented.
Support.
Roll call?
Campbell.
Yes.
Dempsey.
Yes.
Ford.
Yes.
Fournier.
Yes.
Kras.
Yes.
Menzer.
Yes.
Bunting.
Yes.
Okay. General business, 9A, introduction and reading of the emergency ordinance to prohibit marijuana establishment pursuant to the Michigan Regulation and Taxation of the Marijuana Act, ballot proposal 1 of 2018. Need a motion?
Move to approve the introduction and reading of the ordinance to prohibit marijuana establishments pursuant to the Michigan Regulations and Taxation of Marijuana Act, ballot proposal 1 of 2018, and adopt the same as an emergency ordinance to be given immediate effect.
Support.
Okay.
On December 6, 2018, the initiated law entitled the Michigan Regulation and Taxation of Marijuana Act became effective. The law generally legalizes recreational marijuana in the state of Michigan and utilizes some of the same terms found in the language of the Michigan Medical Marijuana Act and the Michigan Marijuana Facilities Licensing Act. The language between the acts is not consistent. However, and in particular, the MRTMA provides that all license types are allowed in a municipality unless the municipality enacts an ordinance to opt out. Further, the state has indicated it will not accept applications and process licenses until 2020 and will be creating rules and regulations governing the same within the next year. Based upon the foregoing, the statute requires a thoughtful and thorough review and analysis of its potential impact to the community. The following ordinance is to opt out and prohibit marijuana establishments pursuant to the Michigan Regulation and Taxation of Marijuana Act, Ballot Proposal 1 of 2018, until such time as the state adopts rules and regulations regarding the same. Administration is recommending that this ordinance be declared an emergency ordinance under Section 96 of the City of Mount Clemens Charter and be given immediate effect as is necessary for the preservation of public peace, health, or safety pursuant to Mount Clemens City Charter Section 10.134. Adoption of this ordinance does not affect the City of Mount Clemens Medical Marijuana Facilities Ordinance Number 20.110. Upon approval, a copy of this ordinance will be posted in conspicuous locations in 3 public places in the city in accordance with City Charter 10.134.
Okay. Do we have any comments or questions? Commissioner Menser?
I just wondered if we could put another section in that says that the City of Mount Clemens will review this ordinance after the state of Michigan has created rules and regulations governing the Michigan Marijuana Facilities Licensing Act.
Isn't that why it's an emergency? Until such time we get the information from the state?
Yeah, but
then we would be
like to see it in
reviewing
writing here.
Well, I think that's what it says. Maybe I'm reading it wrong.
The intent is that this will be revisited probably late this year or early 2020 when the state comes out with the rules and regulations that it is going to require. Very similar to the reason why the medical marijuana facilities ordinance took 2 or 3 years before we addressed it. The intent is clearly to revisit it, and if in fact the majority of the commission at that point in time wants to repeal this ordinance and adopt a suitable recreational marijuana facilities ordinance, they would do so then.
Any other?
I'm just, can you give me a little bit of insight about the, you said there's inconsistencies between the two, you know,
The first major inconsistency is that the Medical Marijuana Facilities Act provides that if a municipality does not adopt an ordinance authorizing all or one of the facilities or any of the 5, then they're prohibited. Under the initiative that passed on the ballot, it provides a direct opposite, that every recreational marijuana facility will be allowed in a municipality unless that municipality opts out. So that's the primary. And then the secondary is simply the fact that we don't know what the rules and regulations are going to be. And we probably won't know for another year.
I think one of the misconceptions when we were talking about the medical marijuana ordinance is that I think people don't understand that that opting in or opting out doesn't have anything to do with people using
No.
marijuana.
That's right.
And it has everything to do with, are we allowing businesses to come in and either grow or dispense or
This-
do those
This
things?
proposed ordinance only relates to marijuana establishments. It has no impact on
Use. in your
the
home.
use, the
Home.
personal use, the ability to grow at home,
Caretakers.
any of those.
Any other questions? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Dempsey,
Yes.
Ford,
Yes.
Fournier,
Yes.
Kraft,
Yes.
Menzer,
No.
Bunton,
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
Passes 6 to 1.
6-1, which is required for an emergency.
Okay. 9B, second reading and adoption of the City of Mount Clemens Medical Marijuana Facility Ordinance number 20.110. Need a motion?
Motion to approve the second reading and adoption of the City of Mount Clemens Medical Marijuana Facilities Ordinance 20.110.
Support.
At its meeting of December 3rd, 2018, the introduction and first reading of the Medical Marijuana Facilities Ordinance was approved. The ordinance would authorize the regulations and licensing of certain medical marijuana facilities within the city, establish the maximum number of permits and locations where medical marijuana facilities may be located, as well as the procedures for the granting of permits, set an annual fee, and provide penalties for violations of the chapter. The City Commission voted to opt in to the Medical Marijuana Facilities Licensing Act, Public Act 281 of 2016, at its meeting of August 20th, 2018. If approved, this ordinance would become effective December 27th, 2018. A summary of the ordinance has been prepared for publication as allowed by Charter Section 10.135.
Are there any questions or comments? Commissioner Menzer.
I'll be voting against this for several reasons. I think the medical marijuana will be, opt-in will be a great thing for the city. I was a strong advocate, and I remain a strong advocate of this ordinance, but I'd like to see several things in the ordinance, and because these things aren't here, I can't vote for the ordinance as the way it is. I want to see a local preference. I would like to have a board. Right now, we have 3 people that approves the licenses. I would like to include a resident or somebody that actually lives in the city. So I'd like to see the board of approvals for permits changed. I would like to see the distance between facilities changed. I would like to see it opened up to more than one license for some of the smaller, grow licenses. I think that we can do better than that. And I think limiting it to 10-acre parcels eliminates a lot of opportunity for smaller businesses. So I agree with the 2 people that spoke earlier, and I'm curious about the 1,500-foot rule, where we're only allowing 1 license for Class C. We're saying it has to be on 10 acres, and yet we're limiting that by putting the 1,500-foot rule in there, property line to property line. So those are my reasons.
Thank you. Commissioner Fournier?
Well, I've become an advocate of medical marijuana. It took a while before I got there, and we've all struggled. Everyone at on the commission have struggled with all the details. And I absolutely agree with Commissioner Menzer on certain items that it might be better if they were in. But this has been going on for years, and it was time to get something in here that at least as a starting point. And I feel like we have a good starting point. I do feel bad about the 1,500 square feet or the 1,500 feet distance, but again, as we get into this thing and we understand how it works and what the implications are, that may be repealed. We will be able to see what makes sense and change some of the details. But it is a starting point, and that's what it's meant to be, and I think it's a good starting point.
I think it has good bones, good structure to start with. Anyone else?
Yes.
Seeing none, roll call, please.
Ford.
Yes.
Fournier.
Yes.
Crap.
Yes.
Menser.
No.
Bunton.
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
Dempsey.
Yes,
Motion passes.
passes 6-1. 9C, approve the Public Act 202 corrective action plan for the retiree health care benefits. Need a motion?
Move to approve the Public Act 202 corrective action plan and the funding commitment for retiree health care and authorize the execution of this plan by the appropriate city officials.
Support.
The State of Michigan's Department of Treasury requires local units of government to address funding and create a corrective action plan for other post-employment benefits, OPEB, under Public Act 202. If savings for retiree health benefit obligations are less than 40% of the actuarial determined liability, the City of Mount Clemens retiree health benefit plan is deemed underfunded and requires a corrective action plan that is approved by the elected body. Under the corrective action plan, the city continues funding retiree health care as benefits come due, plus adds contributions of $50,000 for fiscal year 2019, $500,000 in fiscal year 2020, and $500,000 in fiscal year 2021, using available general fund balance. The city will then contribute $180,000 each year beginning in fiscal year 2022 until 2045. The corrective action plan will provide the city with consistency in budgeting and planning as health care costs grow and still allow for obligations to be met at the minimum of 40% funding in 30 years. The corrective action plan was developed to meet State of Michigan requirements and is provided for your review and approval. The city will be required to begin implementation of the plan within 180 days of the Municipal Stability Board approval. The city plans to continue working with collective bargaining groups, insurance advisors, and providers to seek additional retiree health care cost-saving measures.
Comments, questions? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Fournier.
Yes.
Crap.
Yes.
Menser.
Yes.
Bunton.
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
Dempsey.
Yes,
Ford.
Yes.
motion passes. 9D, approval of the Robinson Capital Management LLC Investment Management Agreement. Need a motion?
Move to approve the investment management service agreement between Robinson Capital Management LLC and the City of Mount Clemens as presented, and to authorize the execution of the agreement by the appropriate city officials.
Support.
Robinson Capital Management LLC provides investment advisory service to many Macomb County municipalities as well as larger communities in Michigan. Greg Prost, advisor from Robinson Capital, attended the November 19th, 2018 City Commission work session to discuss the investment market and advisory service assistance, which includes executing transactions in securities, cash, and cash equivalents. Advisory services will provide support and expertise with investing cash, managing cash flow, planning for capital expenses, and Public Act 20 compliance. Estimated annual fees for advisory services are $7,500 based upon managing a portfolio of $3 to $5 million. The investment management agreement has been reviewed by city attorney and is included for your review and approval consideration.
Comments, questions? Okay, seeing none, roll call, please.
Crap.
Yes.
Menser.
Yes.
Bunton.
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
Dempsey.
Yes,
Ford.
Yes.
Fournier.
Yes.
motion approved. I need a motion for purchase and payments of invoices.
Move to approve purchases and payment of invoices as presented.
Support.
Anybody have any questions? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Menzer,
Yes.
Bunten,
Yes.
Campbell,
Yes.
Dempsey,
Yes.
Ford,
Yes.
Fournier,
Yes.
Pratt.
Yes.
Consent agenda.
Move to approve consent agenda as presented. Support.
Roll call.
Bunten,
Yes.
Campbell,
Yes.
Dempsey,
Yes.
Ford,
Yes.
Fournier,
Yes.
Pratt,
Yes.
Menzer.
Yes.
Okay, city managers report.
City offices will be closed on Monday, December 24th and Tuesday, December 25th for the Christmas holiday. Please note that the sanitation contractor will be working on Christmas Eve, and trash pickup for Monday, December 24th will be picked up on schedule. Trash pickup will run 1 day behind schedule beginning Tuesday, December 25th through the remainder of the week. City offices will also be closed on Monday, December 31st and Tuesday, January 1st for the New Year's holiday. Please note that the sanitation contractor will be working on New Year's Eve, and trash pickup for Monday, December 31st will be picked up on schedule. Trash pickup will run 1 day behind schedule beginning Tuesday, January 1st through the remainder of the week. Regular trash pickup will resume on Monday, January 7th. Christmas trees will be collected by the city's refuse contractor on your regularly scheduled refuse pickup day beginning December 26th through January 25th, 2019. Please make sure the tree is bare and not in a plastic bag when placed at the curb for pickup. The annual Macomb County New Year's Eve Gala will begin at 10:30 p.m. on Monday, December 31st on Main Street. There will be entertainment and a fireworks display at midnight. Celebrations will begin in the downtown area with special events taking place from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m., including the annual Children's New Year's Eve in Never Never Land. For more information, please contact the Downtown Development Authority at 586-469-4168.
Questions? Okay, commissioner comments. Commissioner Campbell.
I'd just like to say that the auditor report tonight was the best that I've seen in all the time I've been here, and that the general fund balance, the water and sewer funds, having been the best in over 20 years is excellent news, and that is a thank you to all the residents and to the administration and employees of the city. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you. Commissioner Pratt.
I too was pleased with the audit report. I think we're headed in a good direction, a positive direction internally with all of the controls that Linda has put in place. And I was really pleased that Linda made the recommendation to move some of our investments to a firm that will hopefully increase that and have them grow. And yeah, I thank you very much for all your efforts, Linda, and to Jeff and Lisa, and all the staff, of course, for making a lot of sacrifices along the way. And I would like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and a wonderful 2019.
Thank you. Commissioner Button.
I would like to also just make a brief comment about the audit report, but my thanks goes beyond the administration here, because my thanks also goes to those of you in the community that voted to allow us to up the millage to get ourselves back on track in the right direction. Our citizens are the ones that should be greatly appreciated and congratulated for what they've done for the city. I also would like to congratulate Mayor Dempsey and the commissioners that participated in decorating the Tinseltown Christmas tree along the waterfront. Our tree looked great, thank you. Thanks to the others in the community that participated that decorated trees this year, and it shows a great deal of community spirit, so let's do it again next year. Commissioner comments. Well, this is a very festive time of the year, so I thought I'd mention a few other things along with the regular celebrations. So December 22nd is Winter Solstice Day. That marks the shortest day of the year, and it also begins the official beginning of winter. Festivus Day, that's December 23rd. This holiday is for those that don't celebrate Christmas, Hanukkah and Kwanzaa and Ramadan or any of the other festivals. It is coined as the festival for the rest of us. Anyway, of course, Christmas is December 25th. Celebrate the birth of Christ or just celebrate the season of giving. This is one of the biggest holidays of the year. It is a great time to show kindness, warmth, and love to those special people that you know and care about. This spirit should be in each of us all year around. So don't be afraid to let your Christmas joy last throughout the year. December 31st is obviously New Year's Eve. We ring out the old and issue in the new. This is a time of the year to commit to life changes, self-improvements, and introspect. But don't take it too seriously. Most of your New Year's resolutions won't last as long as the season it was made in. So anyway, give it a try. In your giving, remember to take time and share your love, your precious thoughts and memories with those that you care about and those that are close to you. Life is not measured by the number of breaths we take, but by the moments that take our breath away. So have a very Merry Christmas and a happy, healthy, prosperous New Year. And for our Commissioner Wisdom for tonight, it's kind of a repeat, but I thought it was appropriate for this time of the year. A successful man is one that can make more money than his wife can spend. A successful woman is one that can find such a man. And that's by Lana Turner. And with that, we'll say good night.
Commissioner Fournier.
I too want to thank the city and especially Linda and her staff for getting through the audit. It's a lot of work, and we appreciate it very much. And with that, I'd like to wish everyone a very, very Merry Christmas and a healthy, safe, Happy New Year.
Thank you. Commissioner Ford.
I too would like to thank Linda on a job very well done along with her staff. Also, I'd like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and don't forget about the fireworks. They're nice.
Thank you. Commissioner Menser.
So, as you see from the financial report, good things are happening in the city. There were a couple of buildings sold recently, one of them being the eyesore of the Hayloft. That brings great opportunity and potential to the city in that northern area. Don't forget about the Anton Art Center and their holiday market show. There are some fabulous handmade crafts, knit things, pottery, paintings. There are some great gifts that you could buy for your friends and family there. I'm going to encourage you to utilize some of the bars and restaurants that you might not utilize. I'm going to encourage you to try Little Lorraine's upstairs. It's a really fun bar, really nice atmosphere. I'm going to encourage you to buy pizza from Happy's. I'm going to encourage you to stop in at some of the new places. There's a new t-shirt shop on Pine Street. So there are good things happening in the city. And I'm going to say thank you to the staff because we've got money for the first time in a long time. And I want to say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everybody. This is a lot of fun. We have a 10-year-old and a 6-year-old, my brother's kids, and I'll tell you, I have looked at more weird toys in the last couple of weeks that I didn't know that they made these things. And they make Legos now specifically for girls in Disney princesses. So, if you didn't know that, please make sure that you check those out. I'd also like to give a shout out to Chief Jeff Randazzo from the Macomb County Animal Control. For those of you that know, we contract with the Macomb County Animal Control for services. So thank you for coming and thank you for your help to the city.
Is that it?
That's it.
Oh. I have one announcement here from Mr. Emerson. He will be presenting on February 5th at 7 o'clock at the Mount Clemens Public Library, Africans in America in and Before My Lifetime, August 6th, 1939 until today. So the program starts at 7 o'clock, February 5th, and it's free, and I've attended Mr. Emerson's programs, and they're very interesting. A lot of great history. So if you get a chance to go, please do. And with that, I'd like to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas. Have a safe and happy New Year. Be safe out there. Come to the fireworks. We're there. Rain, shine, freezing. Last year was freezing. We will be there. And if anybody wants to buy tickets, I have them. So thank you again. And I need a motion to go into exec session.
So moved. Support.
We'll take a 5-minute recess.
One or the other.
I need a motion to approve the Dial-A-Ride contract.
Move to approve the Dollarite contract.
Support.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
It passes.
Move to adjourn.
Do I have a second? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Merry Christmas.